Your question can be basically, if I talk about this coil, this outdoor unit. Let's say if temperature is 5 degree outside, or let's say 0 degree centigrade. So now, if this is rejecting heat at 0 degree centigrade, coolness at 0 degree centigrade, that means the temperature of this has to be less than 0 degree. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So maybe let's say -5 degree centigrade. So what will happen is, if it is -5 degree centigrade, then whatever humidity is there or moisture is there, that will settle on this coil. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So what will happen if water freezes or moisture freezes on the coil? Then what will happen? It will choke.
It will choke.
It will expand. It can break your pipes also. Then how do you solve this problem?
So one external heater.
If I am doing external heaters, then what will happen is this cooling temperature, if you can reject only if this is at -5. If I have heaters, then what will happen is this will become positive. If this becomes positive, that means I will not be able to reject heat outside. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So what you do is you split the this refrigerant coil into two parts. Sometime two parts, sometime three parts. So you practically split it into two parts. So what happens is 50% of the time this part will do cooling and this will do heating. So when it does heating, so whatever moisture or ice formation has happened, that will be removed. And then this will switch over. So your outdoor unit will continuously get into heating and cooling cycles. I hope it is clear.
सर जब हम चिल वाटर सिस्टम दिखाएंगे तब we will discuss.
Chilled water system में generally people don't go for heat pumps, because heating is not such a big issue in our country.
Yeah.
So that's why basically what happens is, in VRF system, heating is by default. It is almost free of cost. So
Yeah.
that's why people they buy it. But when you talk about what do you call chilled water system, so they may ask you for additional cost because it is not so common. So
Yeah.
that's why most of the time people do not go for heat pumps in case of
Chill water.
chilled water. Sir. Though most of these chilled water companies, they have come up with modular systems. For example, Daikin, Carrier, LG, they have come up with the chilled water systems, which are in modular form. I think Carrier and LG and Daikin, they have 18 ton K modules. So basically what you do is 18 ton K modules you can add, and you can have a system which can do both heating and cooling. Okay.
Okay.
So
Sir,
yep.
why we have a pump in a return of chiller?
See, basically what we do is we try to keep our system flooded.
Okay.
Where is that? Yeah. So basically, let's say instead of having my pumps here, if I put my pump here, then what will happen is these chillers can be in negative pressure. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Because they will also suck now. When they suck, so you have minimum pressure here and maximum pressure over here. So your pressure keeps on decreasing the moment it travels. This water travels from this place to and comes back. So that's why we always try to keep our chillers in positive pressure. If I have pumps, similarly, if I talk about AHUs, AHUs mein, why do we have what do you call this two-way valves, in return this chilled water goes inside, it goes inside, from the coil it comes back, and you have a valve here. Why? Because we like to stop water here. I hope you got it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So similarly, if I talk about a centrifugal chiller में or water cooled chiller basically. So you have one condenser, there's evaporator is connected to your AHO. Condenser is instead of being air cooled, it pumps water into your cooling tower. Cooling tower में you cool water, and that water comes back to your chiller. So what happens is basically if I have an air cooled chiller, it rejects heat at ambient temperature. Let's say if I'm talking about peak summer, let's say if in Delhi it is 43 degrees centigrade and your wet bulb temperature will be 18 degrees centigrade. So in case of cooling tower, you'll be rejecting heat very close to 18 degrees centigrade. In air cooled, you'll be rejecting heat to 43 degrees centigrade. That's why most of the time you will see that your water cooled systems are more efficient as compared to your air cooled system. I hope it is clear.
Yes, sir.
Features, both air cooled and water cooled options possible in case of chilled water system, and well, it can be chilled water, it can be brine also. A heat exchanger in conjunction with sophisticated control system allows high flexibility solutions, better RH control compared to a DX system. Energy optimization scenarios are possible. BMS enhances flexibility features suitable for any size of building and type of application. Though here we are mentioning any size, but practically what we have seen is if your tonnage is more than 200 tons, that is each chiller, if let's say I am having two working and one standby and both the chillers are more than 100 TR, only then your chilled water system becomes economical. Water cooled chiller. If you want to go with air cooled, okay, that is still okay. Anything above 60 or 80 tons. Okay. Features, capacities, you can have a chilled water system right from 10 TR to 1500 TR single machines, or sometimes it goes to 2500 TR also, 3000 TR also. DX system is most efficient thermodynamically since heat transfer is direct between the refrigerant and media. Long length of refrigerant pipes are not in favor of DX system, hence large project systems are designed with chilled water system. Longer lead times, not as cost effective as DX system for small projects. Again, see, for small projects, I agree. Chilled water system may be expensive, but if you compare apple to apple in VRF system vis-a-vis chilled water system, you'll find chilled water system is cheaper than your VRF system. Okay. Whereas in VRF system, what you will see is most of the manufacturers, they give you a discount as high as 50% also. In spite of those discounts also, there's a possibility that your chilled water system may be cheaper than your VRF system. Okay. So if you look at this table, it says 10 TR, you have window and split ACs. Above 10 TR to 50 TR, you have ducted splits. Okay. Above 100 TR, you have chilled water and brine solutions. So this is a table which gives recommendations for basically small offices, residences, large offices, malls, auditoriums. You can go
Can
through
you
these.
go to previous slide?
Yep.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah. Tell me.
Okay.
Yes.
So VRV and for comparison to VRV and chill water brine, we have considered that efficient is chill water system.
No, I didn't get you. Can you repeat it?
So if we compare the VRV and
Ah.
the chilled water system, chilled
Hmm.
water system we prefer above above 100 TR,
Mm-hmm.
and from 50 TR to 100 TR we can go with the VRF and VRV system.
If you ask me, VRF system starts right away from 6 HP. Okay, you can say 5 TR.
Okay.
So right from 5 TR to can say, see, I myself has done VRF projects up to 3000 TR.
Okay.
So it is possible, but it is not a good solution.
Okay.
There are certain advantages of doing projects with VRF system. For example, you can reduce your initial capital cost. You can have what do you call capital cost expenditures in steps. For example, let's say you have a mall, and the beginning, what you're doing is only the ground floor is going to get occupied. So if you go with VRF system, the number of shops you sell, only those VRF systems you have to put. Whereas if you go for a chilled water system, you have to go for a total one system. So in the initial phase itself, you have to go for bigger initial capital cost